Okay. Welcome into Kozie's Ghost Adventures. Today I have a special story about me and my buddy JHOOK. Fictional story, of course. Into the paranormal world. So here we go. Let's fire this shit up. Without further ado, here we go. Once upon a time, in a city where the lights never dimmed, there was a famous rapper named JHOOK. He was a legend of the game, man, from Pittsburgh, with a voice that could move the crowds and lyrics that cut through the streets like a blade, son. You know what I'm saying? His tracks weren't just songs, though. They were anthems. The soundtrack to countless people's lives. He had everything JHOOK did. A mansion, a fleet of cars, stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of cash. Most importantly, and Hook will tell you this himself, respect. He had respect, man, because that's what he values in life, is respect. Respect to you, Hook. But beneath the surface, JHOOK carried a burden. His rise to fame hadn't come without a cost. And that cost was beginning to weigh on him deeply. His boy KOZIE, his right-hand man, his brother in the struggle, was in trouble. See? KOZIE was just as smooth with the ladies as he was with his rhymes. But everything was getting out of hand. Women were everywhere, left and right, up and down, obsessed, addicted, and driven by something darker. No matter where KOZIE went, there was always another one of them, women. Some past flames, some new admirers, didn't matter, making their way into his life. But they weren't just any woman. They were haunting him. No matter how much he pushed them away, they came back each and every time. And each time that they did, it felt like they were a little bit more twisted. You know what I'm saying? I ain't kidding you. This is like almost a true story. Unbelievable. Let's just take a moment of silence after that. Okay. Woo. JHOOK knew something was wrong. The more he tried to talk sense into KOZIE, the more he realized that the world they lived in wasn't as real as they thought it was. Guys, did you just hear that? That was definitely ghost activity to my southwest, back that way. Ghost activity to my southwest. I just heard that. There were forces at play beyond the material. Something darker than the fame and the fortune that Hook and KOZIE were getting into, per se. So on one night, after a particularly wild and crazy show, JHOOK and KOZIE met up at their usual spot, which was an old run-down diner tucked in the way of the corner of the city, where they could talk without the world being up their ass. You know what I'm saying? And watching. The air, all of a sudden, between them was very heavy. KOZIE, you gotta let this go, bro, said Hook, leaning across the table. These women, man. These women, they ain't just after your heart, man. They're after something else. Something that we don't even understand. KOZIE stared out the window. His hands clenched tight around his coffee cup. He didn't want to admit it, but JHOOK was right. KOZIE never likes to admit it when JHOOK is right, for whatever reason. It's just the way that KOZIE is. But JHOOK is right, not all the time, but sometimes. Anyhow, it was like women had a hold on him, man. A pull that felt like an invisible chain wrapped around his soul. But they weren't just women. They were shadows. They were shadows, bro. Something darker than flesh and bone put together. Something that clung to his every step. Every step he could feel. It's like he's chained to something. It's pretty brutal. Anyways, KOZIE said, I know, JHOOK, but what do we do? KOZIE's voice was hollow. Every time I think I can get away, they show up again. Some kind of curse is on us, man. We didn't get to the top by playing fair. And now we're paying the price, man. The two of them sons of bitches fell silent for a moment. Each caught in the gravity of their situation. JHOOK wasn't just a rapper. He was a survivor, man. And he wasn't about to let his boy go down like that. He wasn't about to let him go down like that. Thank you, Hook. We gotta find out what's pulling these women towards you, KOZIE, said Hook. Fucking JHOOK finally said, with his voice firm. His voice is firm, man. And I don't care what it takes, man. We're gonna end this shit together on the right tone, son. So they set out that night, determined to unravel the mystery of the haunting women up in KOZIE's ass. They dug deep into their past, into every corner of their music, their rise to fame, and the strange connections they made along the way. They spoke to the old heads in the game, the ones who knew the legends and the dark stories that made it to the spotlight previously. It wasn't long before they learned the truth, though. These bitches, these women, they weren't even human, man. They were spirits, bro. Down to the fame that had launched JHOOK and KOZIE into superstardom to begin with. Their souls were tied to the chaos and the energy that was unleashed through JHOOK's music. For real. JHOOK and KOZIE needed to find a way to serve that connection before it consumed them both. It's unbelievable. Anyhow, after countless nights of research, after all this transpired, spiritual rituals, and fighting off terrifying encounters with these women, they found the key to the puzzle in the building, right? They had to face the darkness head on. They had to face the darkness head on, face to face, you know? They couldn't run from it anymore. They needed to confront these spirits, understand why they were so attached, and make peace with the past. Make peace with the past. In the end, it wasn't about breaking free from the women, or anyone for that matter. It's about understanding the cost of what they had. Fame had its price, man. But it wasn't always what they thought it would be. It wasn't about the gold chains around Hook's neck, or the platinum records that KOZIE liked to fucking brag about after we got the gold medals. It's about the soul, man. It's about the spirit and the consequences that came with rising too damn high. JHOOK and KOZIE, their bond stronger than ever, performed one final show to show these bitches what we're all made of, if you know what I'm saying. It wasn't just for the fans. this time it was for themselves. They used their music not just as a weapon of fame, but as a tool of release. The women started to fade away, no longer chained to their past. And while JHOOK and KOZIE would always live with the scars of their journey, they knew one thing for certain. After all, they are now free. No more bitches. See you guys on the next one.